Hi guys, good evening, all of you. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? It's okay. Go to a problem if you are joining from YouTube. It's okay. Fine. Even after 1 week, you didn't get. See, what, uh, like, um, tomorrow you'll get a mail. Fine. So those who are not get got the internship, fine. Tomorrow, those who are not get the offer letter, fine. So maybe there is a mistake in filling your form. Maybe there is a mistake in you have not written the college name or the branch name proper or something. But some of the people, most of the people has got. Some of the only people are there who has not got. Correct. So tomorrow you'll get a mail for your correction of the form. Fine. So please go through that mail. Okay, check in your spam and everything. Tomorrow you'll get, not today. Tomorrow you'll get. And tomorrow you check that mail and correctly fill the form and then submit it. The within this week you will get the within this week you will get your internship offer letter. Fine. You can ask other people has got the offer letter. It doesn't mean that we have stopped your offer letter. Fine. Maybe you have not filled the those things correctly. Okay, information correctly. Fine. LMS link is not able to join. From LMS link you will join. LMS link is for only chat. YouTube link you want. Okay, I'll upload today in YouTube and I'll send it to you. Fine, guys. Shall we start now? Shall we start now? JavaScript. Right. So today's agenda is to learn basics of JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript, and in shorthand, it is called JS. Okay, fine. So first of all, first and foremost thing is that JavaScript is a programming language. What language? Programming language. Fine. So programming languages. Fine. Okay, and before that, whatever you have studied, it was a markup language. Fine. There you don't give instruction. There you don't do calculations. You just give a sort of order and it displays on the screen. Here you can write your logic. If you want a number, if you want a number which is greater than some numbers, you can write that logic over here in JavaScript. Fine. It's just very easy language, you know. JavaScript is a very easy language. It's just writing in English. Yes, it is just writing in English. But it's a little bit tricky also. Sometimes the behavior. Okay. Because JavaScript, like it first of all, uh, JavaScript has been made over and over again, updated over and over again. So some of the new functionalities, when it got updated, it does not worried about the older functionalities. So little bit weird behavior it does. Fine. Little bit weird behavior it does. Okay. Guys, have you heard of that we have like what is compiler or what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? See, compiler what it does, it convert the high level language code. Fine. High level language of the code, it is converted into what? Machine level code. Fine. Machine level code. And then machine level code, and then it is executed. Okay. As executed at a time. Okay. What it does is executed at a time. A machine level code, a binary level code. Whereas interpreter convert the code into what? Byte code. Fine. Byte code or fine. And it does it with what? Line by line. Line by line. Can you tell me JavaScript is which type of language? Compiler or interpreter? It executes, interpreter executes line by line, whereas compiler execute at singly at a time. Right? Can you tell me? Yes, correct. So if you are thinking JavaScript is an interpreted code, you are correct. Fine. But actually nowadays, JavaScript is a mixture of both. Fine. Nowadays, JavaScript is a mixture of both. This is called JIT compiler. Fine. JIT compilation, which means what? Just in time. Fine. Just in time compilation. What is this JIT? What is this JIT? Fine. See what happened actually once you write your code, correct? Once you write your code, okay, this compiler or interpreter or anything, what it does, you write in English. Fine, you write in English, you write X, let X is equal to or int X is equal to byte. So these form of code computer cannot understand. Computer needs its own language. Computer cannot understand what you have written byte or it understand binary. It understand binary code. So that conversion, fine. That conversion has two ways, compiler and interpreter. Now there is a third way, which is a mixture of both, compilation and interpretation both. What does with this, what happens is that it becomes fast. Fine. The output or the compilation or the interpretation becomes fast. Fine. Interpretation become fast. Okay. So what happens, first of all, when the code, when the you have written a code, like suppose let X is equal to something code you have written. Now it has been converted into byte code or any fine. It has been converted to machine level of code. Okay. Through the interpreter and command. Now what happened? See, first thing the JavaScript is doing is parsing the data. Parsing means reading. Parse. Fine. First thing what it is doing, parse. Parse means reading. What you have written is read by JavaScript. It's read by its engine. Fine. JavaScript is running on V8 engine in Chrome. Fine. In Chrome. Okay. So it is read by an engine. Now, when it is reading, fine. After that, it is what it is then converted into a machine level of code, machine level code. Fine. Now, what happened? Suppose you have one function. Suppose you have written one function and you are calling it two times, three times, five times. Means one set of code you are calling it five, six times. Now, what JIT compiler will do? It will it will save that function to itself. The machine level of coding, now it will save it to itself because it knows that you have to run that particular function five times. Because you have to run that particular function five times, so the JIT compiler will not again and again convert your written code into machine level of code. And until and unless that function will come, the JIT will only give that the code. See, the machine code is with me. You can directly take it. No need to convert it. So this will save you time, and that's why it is fast. Not understandable, I guess. See, suppose, fine, function. Let's take one function. Let uh, add is equal to, suppose one function I've taken function and it is taking a and b. Don't worry about what I have written. Fine, I'll teach you. Okay, function a and b, and it return a plus b. Fine, it return a plus b. Okay, let me just clear it out. Suppose I am writing a function over here. Let sum is equal to, this is a JavaScript code. Just you remember that it, no, don't worry about the syntax and all. Fine. Suppose this function is written and it is returning a plus b. Fine. Okay. This is what it is written. It's a function. Now, what is function? Function is a piece of code which you can use it repeatedly. Fine. Function is a piece of code which you can use it repeatedly for for the same type of operation. Suppose you want to find the sum of 2 and 3. So you'll do a plus b. Again, instead of doing again and again operation, you write a function and send it to the value. So it will do that calculation within this function only. Fine. So I will write sum 2 comma 3. Don't worry about the syntax. Again, I'm telling. Sum 5 comma 10. Okay. Sum 9 comma 8. Fine. Now you tell me how many times the function is running. One time, two time, three time. Now see, now the JavaScript will come over here. Fine. The JavaScript is going to come over here. What happened, guys? So many likes and subscribes. No, so many heart you're sending or emojis. Any problem? Any problem? Okay. JavaScript will come here. What it will do, it is going to read your these things, whole code. So this is called what? Parsing. It is going to read it from top to bottom. That is called what? Parsing. Okay. After parsing, what it is doing? Two, three things more it is doing, but for the easiness, because many of the people may know JavaScript, many of the people may not know the JavaScript. I don't know. Fine. I don't know that. Okay, but I have to teach. So for this, the simplicity I'm telling. So please don't tell that, sir, you don't teach this or you don't teach that. Fine. Just for the simplicity, I'm telling. So first, parsing is done, means reading of the code. Okay. Second, second, what it is converted into machine level of code. Fine. So this everything will be converted into machine level of code. Okay. And then after that, whatever you are written according to the output will be given to you. Now here what JIT is doing. Here what JIT is doing that after parsing, now it understands that this sum has been repeated 3 times. Fine. So when the JavaScript will come over here, it is going to call this sum. It is going to call this sum. This sum is going to convert it into machine level of code, and then you are getting the output. Again, what will happen? Again, this sum will come. Again, it has to convert this code. Now, JIT over here, what it is telling that JIT is telling that now you see we have to convert this sum into three times. 3 times we have to convert this machine level of code. Fine. 3 times it has to convert it. Now JIT is telling that don't give the engine to convert it. Take it from me because I have saved that converted code. I have saved that machine level of code. So what will happen? Two times it will 2 times it will not go for converting this code into machine level of code. It will take from JIT only because JIT knows that it has to convert. First time it will convert. First time nobody is going to stop them. But second, third time when it is a repetition of the same conversion of the code, that will be coming from the JIT. It will tell that, okay, you take it from me because I have saved that machine level of code, and then you will directly get the output. Fine. This is the Fine. This is the advantage of JIT. What happens 2 times from the code to machine level code, it does not have to convert it. So that time, whatever is that time, fraction of the time is saved, no? And that fraction of the time when it is saved, this is for one function. Suppose I have 1,000 functions. So 1,000 times if I save 0.1 seconds also, what will happen? 100 seconds we can save on any execution. Right? So this is what JIT does. Understood? Before JIT, it was an interpreted language, JavaScript. Any doubt, guys, in this? Fine. Now, why we choose JavaScript? Why we choose JavaScript? Because one thing that front end, back end both are now we can now write in JavaScript. That's why we have taken. Fine. This okay. Now, JavaScript, what it does to our website, it adds dynamics to our website. Fine. Suppose this function, what we are doing, we are adding it, correct? Now, instead of not telling you to add, what I'm telling you that there is a form. Fine, there is a form in which first name is written, correct? And last name is written. Okay. Now, this you are filling. End user needs to know your name. So how it will look to your name? How they will look to your name? Suppose first name you have filled like Mohit and Singh. Sorry. Fine. This is the first name, last name you have filled. But the end user who is going to see your form, he has to be seen by how? Mohit Singh only, no? Mohit Singh only, no? So like this, so it has to seem like this, fine. So what we can do instead of writing A and B over here we can write same function we can run for this, same function we can run for this. Instead of writing A and B over here, we can write first name and last name, and we can this first name plus last name, fine, first name plus last name, it will give you Mohit Singh. So you actually in JavaScript, you practice with numbers. You practice with numbers, you practice for loop, you practice functions, but in the end, when you come to the when you come to the web development, you have to deal with the data, what you guys are doing, what you will receive when you are developing. You have to deal with those data, and those data you have to manipulate. For that manipulation, you are writing functions, you are writing for loop, you are writing object, you are writing everything in JavaScript. And that is visible actually. That's the beauty of JavaScript. You can visualize. Why? Because it is displaying on the screen. Right? That's why it's a little bit easy to understand because visualization is there. And wherever you see visualization is there, that thing you will grab naturally. So Viksha, what did you not understand? Okay, fine. And you know why it is named as a JavaScript? Good story is that why it is named as a JavaScript because now when JavaScript was launched, it was launched as I think named as mm, something script and something script it was named as. Okay, but that time Java was very popular. Java was gaining more popularity. Means because of a good architecture and everything, it was building very good. So people was updating from C++ to Java. Fine. So in order to, it's just a marketing strategy. In order to just update, just to get a what you call some focus or anything on this particular programming language, they named as a JavaScript, named as a JavaScript. So what will people think that okay, it must be some extension of Java. So the people started learning this. Fine. Machine machine level of code. There has been no quiz assigned. You will get the LMS link. Don't worry about that. Subiksha, I'll give you. Fine. You focus on what we are studying now. It's a bit confusing. What is confusing over here, guide? Guide 3, I guess. Okay, fine. So let's remove it, everything. Okay. Now let's come to the data types. Fine. Can you tell me what is data types? Okay. Data types are what representation. Fine. Representation of any values inside a programming language. So how they will be represented, that data types are deciding. Suppose in C class, suppose in C, okay, Otherwise, it will look blank. That is not good. Fine. Suppose in C, you have integer type, means numbers you can give, whole numbers you can give integer type. Fine. Double, that is a data type. You can give a decimal number as a double. So representation of your values, okay, in a programming language, that's where the data types is helping us. In JavaScript, we have two types of data types. So one is called primitive data type. DT means data type. Okay. The other one is called non-primitive data type. Fine. Those are variable, Srinivasan. Those are variable. Okay. Primitive data type and non-primitive data type. Fine. So in the primitive data type, we have what? We have number. Fine. We have string. Okay. We have Boolean. Okay. Number means there is nothing over here in JavaScript, whole number, decimal number, like this we don't have. Number means either it can be 2 or either it can be 2.2, either it can be 2.46, fine, or 0.5, anything. Those are all inside number. Now JavaScript is what you call matured enough to understand the difference. So just number means over here 2, 2.2, whatever. Okay. String means anything inside double quotes. Anything inside double quotes. Fine. If you write hello, this is a string. Okay. If you write two like this is also a string. Anything inside double quote or single quote, it's a string value. Boolean means what? True and false value. Fine. 1 or 0. That's how we represent. True or false value. Fine. Okay. Then we have what? Then we have undefined. Means you are not defining the value. Fine. You don't want to define the value. Okay. Then we have null. You have deliberately left the value blank. One, you don't want to define. The other, you have defined, but you have left the value blank. That is what we called as null. Okay. Then we have something called as symbol that we are not using, and big. Big, again, a very big number it is. It is coming inside big. Okay. Non-primitive data type. Non-primitive data type are array and object. Okay. Arrays and object. We'll come to non-primitive type data type later. Okay, we'll come to this non-primitive data type later. First, let's see how primitive data types we are writing. Okay, how these primitive data types are written. So these primitive data types we are writing with the help of variable. Fine. So if you write, there are three types of variable: let, var, and const. Fine. Let, var, and const. Okay. If you have learned other language, or if you have no other language, you have seen that they are using int and they are using I is equal to 5, or double, double, j is equal to 2.2 like this. Int represents what? The whole number. Double represent what? Double represent it as a decimal values. Fine. Then we have float also. Float. Then we have uh, string, char, char we have. Fine. Char we have. String we have. So many things we have. Correct. But here in JavaScript, because these all data types is representing some values. These all data types are representing some values. But in JavaScript, to represent these data types, we have only three variables: let, var, and const. Okay. Const means what? It is giving you a constant value. Means if you write const and if you write const x is equal to 2.5, means it is a number. Then x is what? A number. These are called these are called identifiers. Right? These are called assignment operators. This is a value and this is a variable. Okay, fine. Variables store the value inside them. Okay, okay. Sorry. One mistake. It is not variable. Fine. These identifiers are called variables. Okay, sorry. It's just the data type way to write that. Fine. It's just the data type way to write that. This X are called variables. These X's are called variables. Identifiers and variables. Fine. And these help them to add the values inside a variable. So these are const, var, let help them. Fine. Okay. Now what is the importance of const over here? What is the importance of const over here? That if you write now, next time, const x is equal to 2.5. If you write x is equal to 3.5 next time, so it is going to give you an error over here. Means this is a constant variable. A constant variable cannot be changed. Fine. This const means what? A constant variable and it cannot be changed in the next time. Okay. We cannot change this. So it will throw you an error. So const must be initialized during the declaration. Fine. During the declaration and it will not change over the occurrence. Fine, you can write about const. Const can be neither const can neither neither be updated nor be redeclared. Fine, redeclare. Declaration over means this is what we call as a declaration. We are declaring a value inside a variable. So this is what we are declaring a value inside a variable. That is called as a declaring. Okay. Redeclaring you cannot do. Again, you cannot declare it. Okay, what you are asking? Var means variable. Kind of. Okay. But don't use it as a variable. Okay. Yes, you can declare it with a new identifier means new variable you are creating. Huh? Okay. Cons is a data type. No, it's not a data type. They are actually called quantifiers. They hold the data type. Quantifiers they are called. Again, I don't want to make you confusing. Fine. You can write it somewhere. They are called quantifiers. Okay. But these are only for just knowledge. Don't need to memorize anything over here. No need to memorize anything over here. Okay, done. Cons done. Any doubt? Fine. If no doubt, then I'm removing everything. See, now var and let, there is a big difference between them. But there is a big difference between them. But if you see, if you now just use it, you may use it in the same manner. Fine. What do I mean by that? Is that as an execution, they don't have a difference, right? Once you learn about something called a scope, then I can show you the difference. Let and let versus var. Fine. There is a difference. What is the difference between let and var? Is that var is globally scoped. For now, you can write, okay, globally scoped. And let is what? Let you can write like it is block scoped. Fine. Now, don't need to think about what is block scope, what is global scope. Okay, we'll talk about that if we talk about scope, or when we go to the function now, there I will talk about the scope and I will teach you what is global scope, what is block scope. But suppose anywhere the difference, if you want to see, this is the difference between both of them. Okay. Now, initially, you will not find any difference. Once you go to the function, once you go to the for loop where you are writing a scoped value. Scoped value means something you are writing a inside a particular what you call restriction. Suppose for us, this is one restriction. This is one scope actually. From this opening bracket to this closing bracket, this is one scope. Okay, this is one scope where you can write your code, where you are writing your code. So if people, those who have read any programming language, they know that this is what we call as a scope. Now there is a global scope, local scope is there, but in JavaScript we have global scope, block scope, and we have function scope. But we will come to that later. Okay, but this is the difference between var and let. Okay, now if you can write like this, var a is equal to 7, let a is equal to 7, and let a is equal to 7. You can also write a is equal to 35, and the value of a will be redeclared to 35. You can redeclare, you can redeclare actually. But if you are writing inside this scope and you write let a is equal to 25, and over here you write a is equal to 35, it is going to give you an error. Why? Because let are block scope. And same thing. If you write like this, var b is equal to 7, and you write b is equal to 35, it is going to update to the 35 because it is global scope. Function scope, generally, it is function scope. Fine, but we'll not get to the technicality. Again, I'm telling you. Fine. So let me give you an example, guys. That is also a local scope. Means block scope we are telling. Srinivas, const is also block scope. Okay, let me give you one example to show you. Fine. Okay, see over here. Fine. Let a is equal to 5, and over here I will write a is equal to 25. Fine, and I will write console.log. Now console.log is how we are actually printing the value. Fine, printing the value. So console.log value of a, and if you run it, you are getting 25. Okay, you are getting 25. But if I write use strict mode, right, you can see it is giving you reference error. Okay, now use strict mode is actually making our JavaScript a little bit strict. Fine. If you don't use strict mode, fine, what will happen? It will give you an output. A is equal to 25. Value A is equal to 25, it will give you. And if I write over here the same output, okay, see, if I write over here, it will give me 5 and 25 both. But it is wrong. Fine. It should actually, we should use strict to make it little, because if you don't use let var const, still it will give you an A value is equal to 25. That's why we use a strict mode over here. Now you run it, you get 5 value, you get error. Because what happened is that outside the block, a value is not existable because it is a block scope. So block scope means what? Inside that particular block only you are going to execute. For example, your name, suppose whatever you are, right? What your name and any identity, your father's identity, everything is up to your city. Fine, everything is up to your city. If I ask somebody, do you know who is Srinivasan outside your city? Maybe people not know. So you are a block scope. But if I tell you Sachin Tendulkar, but if I tell you Sachin Tendulkar, you know, you know, others also know, others also know. So that is global scope. That is called as a global figure. Understood? So that is the difference. You are only popular or known within your area. But Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni, fine, Virat Kohli, these are all global faces. Everybody knows that. That is what we call as a global scope, and you are what? Local scope. And if you write something inside a function, it's called function scope. So actually, var is a function scope, but till now we don't know what is function, how to write it. So we'll not talk about this. We'll just think that okay, it is a global scope. Okay. Similarly, if I write var over here, okay, and I remove this, run this. See the problem? Understand the problem? Use strict I have used. Block inside the block also I have written, but still it is updating. Fine. This is the difference. Yes, both the A are independent. That is why now I told that there is a weird behavior. That is a weird. This was the weird behavior that I showed you. Without use strict, when I was writing, and that both the time in the let a value is being declared, that is a weird behavior of JavaScript. That's why I have to use the strict method. This is later introduced. Use strict. This one. This is later introduced in order to make it more strictness. You see, strictness is there. There is no strictness. If you don't use semicolon also, it will still run. There is no strictness in JavaScript. See, I removed this. Okay, I removed this space over here. I removed this space over here. Still, it will work. But some of the programming language, it will not work. They need that space. They need the semicolon to end. Okay, that's why I'm telling you that's little bit weird language. Sometimes it behaves like that. So, do you get the difference between where and let? Similarly, if I write const over here, okay. So if I write const over here, see here, both of the A's will get error. No, sorry. A sorry, A is equal to 34. Fine, and remove these things. Okay, run this. Assignment to constant variable means assignment to a constant variable, you cannot do that. That is the error. Why some source say where is outdated and they are emphasized. Okay, one second. Why? Because var variable now they create a problem. Var variable when they are used inside the function it is okay, but var variable when it is not used inside the function it create problems. Start creating problems. You can redeclare anything. Var is not going to raise any issue. And once you have redeclared something, your data is going to change. Once your data is going to change, then you are going to get a wrong output. And if you are getting wrong output, what is the point of writing the code? Correct. So when you use the use state to change the variable, we declare it with const, then how it will change, sir? Because if you know this use state Balaji, then you must know the concept of call by value and call by reference. So you can read that one, call by value and call by reference in JavaScript. Then you will get to know why we are using const with the use state. Instead of that, since we are also updating the value, still we are using const variable. And in the function also we are using const variable, in arrays also, in Java objects also. I will not going to discuss over here call by value and call by reference now. Fine. But if you know, if you have asked this question, maybe you know that thing. That's why I'm telling you. Okay. Clear? Var, let, and const. Okay. Const means a constant value. Correct. You cannot change the value of pi. Same thing. Const, you cannot change the value of const. Hmm. That's what I'm telling you. No? Yes, correct. For that, you have to read AKM. For that, you have to read what is called by value, what is called by reference. Any doubt, guys? Okay. Now let's come to any doubt that last time you say yes or no. Any doubt? Yes or no? Last time you say, then I will move forward. Okay, no, no, only one person. Others? No. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. In GoToMeeting, people, please, you also reply. I'm watching both of them, GoToMeeting and YouTube. So don't worry, I will answer all your questions. Fine. Okay, fine. Next up, we are going to talk about arrays and objects. Fine. Okay. You'll find a clear difference if you look carefully over here. See, let me just discuss what are arrays. Arrays. Okay. Here you can store one or multiple datas or one or multiple datas into a single variable, and that can be of different data type. Okay. What do I mean by that? First of all, you remember that arrays are represented with the square bracket. First thing first, arrays are represented with this square brackets. And what I told, you can keep one or more data of different data types into a variable. Okay. One or more data means you can write one, you can write hello, you can write false. Fine. One or more data of different data types. False, you can write undefined. And these all things can be stored inside a variable. Fine. And that you can write it with let, that you can write let arr, which is array, is equal to, you can name it. This is a name, just this is a variable name. Okay. This is a variable name. You can name it anything. I can name it superwoman. Fine. Let super is equal to anything. Fine. Okay. Now you will be asked, okay, sir. Okay, I understood that we can store one or multiple data. In non-primitive data types, you can store more than a data. But in primitive data types, how many data can be stored in a variable? Only one. Only one you can store it. Okay. But in the arrays and all, you can store more than one data type. Next, how to represent this? Now, arrays will be represented with the help of numbers, right? With the help of numbers. So now, see here, this one, the first occurrence of any value is called zeroth element. The first occurrence of the array is called zeroth element. The second is called first, second, and third. So if you want to call only one value from an array, you have to write name of the array, which is super. You have to write name of the array, which is super, and then a square bracket. Again, square means array. Again, super, and then you have to write the number. What number, what value you want to represent. Suppose you want to write false. So you have to write super 2, and it represent what? False. It represents what? False. Okay. So remember guys, always, okay, always the arrays are starting with zeroth value, zeroth index. The arrays are starting with what? Zeroth index, and it will go it will depend on the number of datas you have written. It will go up to that number. Fine. If you write super 3, what it will give you? Undefined. What it will give you? Undefined. Okay. Okay. If I write, see, you can also tell what is the length of an array, because sometimes you need to know how much data is coming. Okay. So for that, you can write super dot length. Okay. Now, guys, these things where we should show these things where we should show. We are okay. We are understanding everything, correct? But till now, you have not tell how to show the output. You have opened the online compiler, it is doing it. But how to write in the website or how to write in the browser? Fine. So all these things we'll do in the browser now. Fine. So what I will do, open your what you call VS Code, guys. Okay. Over here, you write a new folder named JavaScript. Named JavaScript. Over here, right click, create a new folder inside that, and write 01 basics. 01 basics. In this, you write new file index.html. Okay. Now see, again you can write over here what you call shortcut. Okay. And in this shortcut, then you have to write like title you can change and everything. Here you can write h2 tag, and here you can write uh, learning JavaScript. Now, in order to write a JavaScript, you can write a script tag. Fine. Script tag. And inside this script tag, you can start writing your JavaScript. Okay. This is one way. This is one way. Second way, you can write an external file, and you can call it over here. Fine. Script src tag, you can write it. You can call it over here. Understand two ways you can write. First way is to write the script over here directly inside this tag, or you can write an external file with a .js extension, and there you can directly write it over. Fine. So for now, I'm just writing it over here in this. Okay. So what I told array. So you can write let arr is equal to what values I gave, 1, comma, hello, fine, comma, false, okay, comma, undefined. Correct? These are the values I've given. And what I told, how it will represent array and the number, index number. And array index number started with what? 0. Okay. Now, in order to print the data, fine, in order to print the data or print anything on the browser, you can use console. Fine, console.log. Okay, console.log you can use. Now, what is this console.log? Okay, if you go to the, suppose you open this browser, fine, go live, open the browser. Okay, once this is open, learning.js, right click it. Okay, go to the inspect. Right click it and go to the inspect. In the inspect, fine, you can enlarge it a little bit. In the inspect, you can find console. If you are not finding console over here, you can find inside this arrow, you can find a console. Click on this console. Once you click on this console, Here is where your all answers, your all script will be coming. Okay. So visualization. This is what we call as a visualization in the JavaScript. We have that thing. Okay. So what you can do, you can write a console.log, you can write array and the zeroth value. Suppose zero. Okay, array and the zeroth value. So what will happen? See, it is giving me one. It is the first, which is the first element of the array. It doesn't mean as I think Lokeshwaran. He's asking that sir, script tag is inside the body tag for JS and the style tag is inside the head tag of the JSON. You can also write a script tag inside the head tag. But but I will tell you why we are writing inside the body. There is a reason why we are writing inside a body. Okay, guys, understood where you have to cut. Okay, if you want to show them on the screen, fine. This is where we are showing them. This is we are showing them in the console, in the inspect button. Fine. If you want to show them on the screen, then you can write Windows dot sorry, a document dot write. Fine. And here you can show array zeroth value. Fine. So see here, it is visible over here. Okay. One more thing, you can also give alert. Okay. You can write window dot alert. Fine. Alert what? Array, last value 0, 1, 2, 3. Third value. Fine. You can write over here and you will get an alert. Alert undefined. Like this. You might have been seeing this type of alert, guys. Right? So these are the various ways where you can get your output. Trust me, we are, as a web developer, everybody is using console.log to get their output because there it is easy. Easy. Fine. Now you will not understand because you are not writing that much of index.html, that much of HTML. Fine. Once you will understand when we will go to the document object model, why we are doing it in the console.log, why there it is better. For now, for just me, I'll tell you that you just use console.log for me. Okay. That is a very good choice to see the output. Okay. Next thing what I was telling that, okay, arrays has a length. So console.log I will write and I will write array name dot length. Okay, can you tell me what will be the length of the array now? Those who are learning array for the first time, can you tell me? It has loaded on the website, no? Window document.write loaded on the website. What is the length of an array? What do you think? Reply, guys. So many people are there. Not even a single reply. Yes, correct. Four. Fine. Four. Okay. So you see. we are getting value 4. Okay, let me just comment this out, window.alert. So we are getting 4. Okay. What is the last index value of the array? 3. So can I, if I want to write the last value, if I want to write the last value of the array, can I write like this console.log array arr square bracket array dot length length -1. Can I write like this? Let's see what it is printing me. It is printing me undefined, which is our value, guys. See here. So this is one trick where we can uh, print the last element of an array. Okay, you can also write -1. See, undefined. -1 means it will start from the back. Okay, -1 over here, it will be written like this. -1, -1, -2, -3, -4, like this. Anything you can use, fine. But mine is like use with the calculation. That is good because minus minus again, it will create confusion. Right? So this is about your array. Now array contain different type of data types as the same type of data types can be both, correct? Okay, fine. So let's move on towards our object. What is object? Fine. Again, object is also a small what you call it is also storing number of datas, okay, inside a variable. Now, arrays, sorry, objects are, let me delete everything over here. Objects are represented as a curly bracket, right? So, in order to write an object, you have to write let object name, any name, okay, messy you can write object name, okay, is equal to, you can write inside anything, inside this curly bracket. Now, inside the object, you have to write what? Key and value pair. Key and value pair. Fine. Key and value. Okay, you can write this. Key and value pair. So this actually forms an object. Now, in the array, we don't have key and value pair. We have what? Number, index. Here we have key and value pair. Suppose, like you can write, for example, for example, let student data is equal to, so student data will be what? First name, correct? So here, what we can write first name. Suppose anybody who is replying, uh, 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 my name only, right? Rohit. Fine. Last name, Kumar. Fine. First name, last name, then age, you can write 18 years. Not, don't write in curly bracket. You write like 18. So it is a number. Fine. It is a number. Okay. So, and also you can write that license whether I have. Okay. Fine. So like these data you can write. Okay. Like these data you can write. Okay. Now here number is not going to work. Here, if you think that number is going to work, no. Here it is not going to work with the number. Here, in order to print this data, you have to write the name like this student data dot and the key you have to write. That is first name. So what it will print Rohit. If you write student data dot last name, it is going to print what? Kumar. Okay, it is going to print what? Kumar. Okay, if you write student data dot age, it is going to print 18. Okay, and remember this is not equal to, this is colon. We are giving colon. Okay, not equal to over here. So this is what we call as a key value pair, and this is called as key value pair, and this key value pair is called as property. This is a property of a object. For you, student, first name and last name and age is three properties of a student. Okay. Can you write, guys, can you write this example in your VS Code without showing me, like without I showing you to write? Okay, fine. See here, objects, right? No quiz is scheduled, Aaron. No quiz is scheduled. Okay. Let student data is equal to curly bracket. Fine. F name you can also write. F name is equal to, sorry, colon. You can write Rohit. Fine. Uh, L name is equal to, you can write Kumar, not equal to colon. Fine. And then age, you can write like suppose 18. Okay. And in order to print console.log, in order to print, we can write console.log f name. Sorry, you have to write what? Student data dot f name. Fine. So it will print student data dot l name. It will print the l name. Correct. And if I'm writing console.log student data dot age, it will print this. See, all the things will be getting printed. Rohit Kumar 80. This is what? Object. So you see the key difference between primitive data type and non-primitive data type. Non-primitive data type are storing data, fine, are storing number of data, whereas primitive data types are only storing one data, single data. Any doubt, guys? Any doubt, guys? Over here, we'll move forward then. What happened? Gyan Prakash Pal, Nitish Lal. What happened? Pal and Lal, what happened? You are raising your hands. Okay, okay. Then let's talk about statements. Fine. Now we have talked about data types. We have talked what? We have talked how to store anything inside a particular variable. If you want to store many data, you can use non-primitive data types. If you want to store single values, you can use primitive data types. Now the question arises, what we will do with the data? We need to do something with this data. No, either you want to add it, subtract it, divide it, multiply it, show it, unshow it, whatever, anything. Fine. You want to do something, you want to compare it. Fine. So that's where statements are going to help you. Statement means what? Statement is giving you the ability to calculate anything or to write the logics. Fine. Statements are giving you ability to write the logics over here. What are statement? If statement, if else statement. Fine. For loop statement, while loop statement, these statements. These are giving you agility to do something with the data and manipulate your output. You are getting some input. Suppose I'm giving you 2 and 3, and I'm telling you write a function to add this number. Function is also a statement. You are writing a function, you are writing a number of lines of code, and you're giving me data. So you actually what? You are getting an input, writing something that with the help of statement, data types, and everything, making it as a code and giving us an output. Right? Giving us what? An output. So see here, this is how you are actually doing it. Fine. So you are getting an input. Fine. Over here, mixture of data type plus your all the statements, which is going to create all the logics over here. So these are your logics, and you are giving us an output. For example, for example, suppose I have told you to compare between three numbers. Write a program to compare between three numbers, correct? So I am giving you the number, the input I am giving you. So you have to write 2, 5, and 10. And tell me in the output, you have tell me which is the middle number. So you have to write a logic such that you have to write a logic such that it should give me an output of 5. Right? So these logics will be contained of data types and statements. Correct? So we'll start our journey of learning the statements over here. So the first statement that you have that everybody learns is called if statement. Now, if over here, if means it is a comparison. Fine, it is a comparison. Okay. If 10, fine, if 10 is greater than 20, fine. So we have to console.log print hello. Now with the if, what happens? If this is a true statement, fine, it is a fine. If this is a true statement, fine. So it will execute this block of code. If it is what false statement, it will go outside the loop, outside this block. So tell me, is it a true statement or a false statement? Is it a true statement or false statement? False statement. So it should come out. Fine. If I write the same thing, okay, and if I write over here like this, now true statement. So output will be what? Output will be hello. This is what statement looks like. Okay. So if this is true statement, print this. Otherwise, otherwise, what I am telling as an otherwise, you can write as an else over here. Else you print or you write console.log word. Close this. So it will print what? So if you have a false statement, it will execute else statement. If you have a false expression, it will execute else statement. If this expression, this is what we call as an expression. Fine. So expression, if this is true, if it is true, it is going to execute if statement. Fine. And if it is a false expression, fine, false expression, it is going to execute else statement. No need to remember if and else, most people know. And fine, you know the meaning of if in your own language. Okay, so no need to remember over here anything. Okay, next up, guys, I hope you have written. Next up, we call as a compound if else statement. So if you want to compare one statement, fine, then you compared and then you wrote some lines of code what you want to do. Else, and then again you want to make comparison, so you can write else if else statement like this. So here also again expression will come. Fine. Again else if, fine. And at last you can write else statement. So you can have as many number of what you call if else if statements. Nobody is going to stop you. Okay. So guys, can you quickly write one thing? Write, write a program to find the greatest number between two inputs. Can you write this? Those who will write can then they can send the code. No issues. So guys, how to write for this? You have to write if suppose any two number you take. If suppose I'm writing like 25, okay, greater than 10. Fine. So I'll write console.log. Okay, here now I'll teach you one more thing. You can write let let uh let a is equal to, you can write prompt and enter a number. Enter a number. You write this thing and tell me what it is giving you. Enter a number. Okay. And then let's convert this thing. Let's convert this thing into a number. So conversion, how you to do? So in order to convert this thing into a number, you can add a plus over here, or you can write a number like this number. Okay. And you can write prompt, enter a number. Okay. So this is what representing value A. Similarly, let B is equal to plus prompt, enter another value. Okay. So what A and B will come with a value? Now A and B, prompt means what? I am giving user. Fine. I am telling user to add the value. So if you write prompt, okay, you are actually telling user to write the value. Right? I have written plus sign because whatever you write as a prompt, as a user input, so it will come as a string value. A string value, in order to convert the string value to a number value, we are using plus number, parseInt, parse float. Four things. Anything you can use. Fine. Plus number, parseInt, parse float. Anything you can use. Okay. Then over here we can write a statement if A is greater than B, then console.log console.log A is greater number, else what? Console.log B is greater. Fine. This is what you can write. Okay. So let me write it in over here. Yeah. I understood that. That is, I understood that it is wasting some little time. So 0 to statement. Hmm, Okay. In layer 5, index.html. Fine. And over here, we can write a script tag. Fine. A script tag we can write. In this script tag, we can write let a is equal to C. Prompt what? Enter enter your first number. Fine. And let b is equal to prompt. Fine. Enter your second number. Okay. Fine. And what you have to do, if a is greater than b, then you have to write console.log. You have to write what? A is greatest among with the value of with the value of fine, whatever the value, fine, the comma, and you will write a like this only you will write. Okay. Similarly, if you write else statement, okay, then you can write this thing. So console.log b is greatest with the value of what? B. Fine. Now see what I will show you some things over here. Okay. So we'll open this code. Fine. We'll open this code. Okay. So enter your first number. That is, suppose I entered 10. Okay. And right click, inspect. Okay. We did a mistake prompt. Okay. Fine. So, okay. Enter your first number 10. Okay. Enter your second number 12. And you can see B is the greatest of the value 12. Okay. Fine. Now you should convert this into numbers always. Fine. Either you can convert like this or you can write number. If you are taking the input as a number, you should convert them. So you can convert like this. Two ways. Fine. Or instead of number, you can also write parse int, parse float. Okay. You have to write like this. Parse int or parse float. These two things. Okay. These two things. Fine. Okay. So same thing, everything will be converted into a number. Now, here A is the greatest with the value of A, fine, and B is the greatest of the value of B, correct? Here I can write instead of backtick, instead of double quotes, I can write use backtick. Now backtick will be near below your escape key. Escape key you have seen, now. So there will be your backtick key. Now in the backtick, what is the advantage over here is that you don't have to write anything outside, any values outside this double quotes. You can write, if you want to give a value inside backtick, you can write dollar curly bracket and you can assign, give the value. Fine. So here writing, showing the output as a return statement is easier. Right. Showing an output as a return statement, it is easier. So we use backtick. These are called what? Backticks. It will be found below your escape key, below your escape key in your keyboard. I didn't understand your question, Akila. Okay. After this if else statement, fine. Suppose I've written over here. This is what? An if else statement. There is one more state. There are so many statements. Next statement we are going to talk about switch case statement. Now, sometimes what happen, this if else if become messy. Fine. This if else if statement becomes messy over here. Okay. So that time we can use a switch case statement. Fine. So how to use this switch case? First of all, let me write you how what is the syntax. Fine. So syntax I can write I think Hariharan, syntax I can write it with pen, and the code I will explain you with the writing of the in the on the VS Code. Right? This code I will explain you on the writing of the VS Code, and this I can write with pen. Okay. So switch case. So what you have to write over here? You have to write switch. Fine. Switch. Then your expression. Switch your expression. Then here something is called case. Fine. Case and your experiment expression number one. Fine. If it is matching, your expression is matching with this expression, then it is going to run these statements. Fine. Otherwise, otherwise it will not run. Fine. And if it is running, then it is going to break. Fine. Means it is only going to execute once. Okay. Similarly, for the case two, expression 2, if it is matching with this expression, it is going to run this statement. And if it is running this statement, then we are breaking it so that it should not run any more lines of code. Fine. And at last, we have a default. Fine. And then close. This is the syntax of switch statement. Fine. So suppose how to write, see here, you can write let num is equal to plus prompt enter any number between 10 to 30, which is a multiple of 10. Fine. Suppose I have given this instruction, correct? Here, what I can write, see, I can write switch statement. Fine. Switch, and here I will have to write the key. So key num. Suppose you know the case when the value is 10. What I want to do when the value is 10, console.log, I need to write like you have printed value 10. Fine. Then break. Fine. Okay. Okay. After this, again a case we can write. So you can write case and that value will be 20. Okay. Here also console.log. Fine. And here you can write you have 20 and you can write break. Okay. Fine. With the help of Prettier, it is very easy. By these means, if you save this file now, it will again organize you for you. That's why I've installed you the Prettier. You write anywhere, wherever you want. Case 30 with but correct syntax. Case 30, fine. Colon, okay. Console.log. You have printed a value 30. Fine. And then you can break. Fine. Default, you can write console.log that oh, you didn't follow the instruction. You didn't follow the instruction. Now, see what will happen. What will happen whenever you are giving up. Whenever you will give up num value num, this num value will be updated with your value. Suppose I have given 20. Now 20, this num value is updated with the 20. Now it will go to case number 1. Case number 1, it will see the value. Okay, value 10 it is fine. So here it will not do anything. Then it will go to the case number 20. So here you see 20 value and this 20 value. Okay, it is a match. Once it is a match, it will execute this line of code. After executing this line of code, it will go to the break statement. Fine. It will go to what? Break statement. And once it hit the break statement, it will go at the end over here. Fine. It will go at the end over here. It will not go for the case number 30. It will not go for the default value, anything. This is how execution takes place. You have to use backtick, my friend. You have to use like this backtick and you have to use dollar curly bracket and a value like this. Understood it? Let's see. Let's see how it is working. Let's see the output actually. So for that, what we need to do is that I will comment this thing. Okay. Then we'll go to VS Code and here enter your first number. Why it is asking? Cancel, 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 everything cancel. What happened? Okay, sorry. Fine. So enter a number between 10 and 30, which is a multiple of 30, 10. So 30 will enter. So you see you have printed 30. It is coming. So like this, like the same way execution happens. Fine. So what we choose over here the number 30. Correct? 30. Now 30 went to over here, case 1, false. Again, go to case 20, false. Again, it's to case 30. Okay, 30 is matching with 30. Then it execute this line of code. Then it execute the break code. And then the break code execute at the end. Understood, guys? Yes. So today let's finish over here only. Tomorrow we'll talk about and loops, fine, and functions. Okay. Tomorrow we'll talk about loops and functions. Okay, one more thing I will teach you. One second. One more thing I will tell you regarding if-else statement. Okay, regarding if-else statement. See, there in JavaScript, you can write it very easily, more easily than instead of writing any if-else statement. More easily means more easy syntax are there. Okay. These syntax came from ES6. Now, what is ES6? ES6 is a upgraded version in JavaScript. Right? Means the JavaScript got updated over here with so many compilations. Okay, it's just a version, just like your Android now. It is coming from 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 12. Now it is going up to 16. Like this, we have an ES6, which is an update in the JavaScript. With this ES6 features, so many things in the JavaScript changes, which help us to write the JavaScript way more easy than we are writing now. And it also helped to write in React. Okay, fine, we'll not talk about React, but you can write in the JavaScript in over here. You can use a ternary operator. Fine. In the ES6 something it is called ternary operator. What does ternary operator do? Nothing. It is a short form of if-else statement. Okay, ternary operator. Fine. It is a short form of if-else statement. So ternary operator, okay, you can write 10 greater than 20. Fine. If 10 is greater than 20, so this question mark is for is if statement. Then you can write console.log, you print 10. Sorry, you print 20. Else, else means this colon, guys. Else means this colon. And you write console.log 10. Fine. So this represents what if, and this represents else. Now, ternary operator, if you write it for what you call nested if else, it will be tricky. Don't use for nested if else. If you have something only to write if else, you use ternary operator. No worries. Fine. Okay. No worries. So here you have to actually write your expression. And if it is true, it will print the first line. If it is false, it will print the last line. Okay. See, Himanshu, I have told you in the first class, the first thing in this class. Fine. So if you want to listen it again, go and watch the recording session. 100 times I cannot repeat it. Fine, guys? Understood? Okay. Now, yes, you can leave the session. And those who have an LMS problem, no? So I will send you the link. Fine. Okay. can leave, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Good night. Good night, Ujjwal. Tomorrow you will get a mail, Himanshu, and in tomorrow's mail, you will, according to that, you will get a certificate. If you have written correctly your information, fine. Then you might have got the offer letter. If you have not written correctly in your internship form, then maybe you have not got the internship offer. So tomorrow mail is to get for the correction. Fine. Tomorrow mail is to get the correction, and please check the mail tomorrow. You'll get a corrected one. There you fill the form with your correct informations, and you'll get an internship offer after that. Okay. Fine. In the YouTube. I will share you the day 6 and day 7 link today. I think day 6, day 7, it has been uploaded, but not YouTube link you have got. Maybe you have got the go to meeting link. Okay. Webstack LMS I have given you. You can go and check. Thank you, Pooja. I think this Saturday we'll conduct one quiz.